In today's video, we are going to discuss the basic end games for beginners. Actually, I'm going to let you understand the concepts that how to play these end games. For example, in this king and queen versus king, king and queen versus lone king end game. The rule is that you are going to bring your king to the center first, or there is another thing that you are going to bring the queen and control this rank and square and hold the black king, restrict the black king's movement. This is the best way actually. So let's continue. Queen to d4. Now controlling this rank and this file, king has to move. King moves to f7. Once again you go to queen e5. Now you are controlling this file and this rank. King to g8. Now you understand that you are not going to go over here to the f6, queen f6. Instead, it is better to go over here, queen e7. Now this rank 3 squares and this one rank on e8 is being controlled, and king has these 2 squares to move to black. Now you are going to bring your king one by one over here, and then you are going to checkmate. Let's continue. King to h8, king c7, going for this route. King g8, he has nothing less than repeating these moves, because as these 3 squares and this square and this square is being controlled by queen. So king d3, king h8, king e4, king g8, king f5, king h8, and king to g6 and king g8. Now you can deliver checkmate whether by playing the move e8 or whether you can play the move g7 and it is a checkmate like this. I want you to let you know that if you little bit are casual with your moves, then what happens if you play the move queen e6 over, queen f6, sorry, over here in this position. Let's continue with the start. Queen d4, controlling this file and rank. King to f7, queen e5, controlling this file and this rank, this square. King to g8. Now you go to queen f6. Now you are controlling this and this, and king have 2 squares only, that is he can move whether to h7 or go back. And now you bring your king for example, after king h7, king g8, sorry, c7, c2, king g8, king d3, king h7, king e4, king g8, king f5, king h7, and you move the king over here, and this square is controlled by the king, and you move your king to g5 over here and king g8, and you play the move then king g6, and now it is a stalemate. Stalemate is a point where the opponent king does not have a move. Here these all squares are being controlled by white, and black does not have a move, black king, and this is a stalemate, and it is another form of draw. So always have a keen watch of this stalemate thing, because this is 100% winning game and you just draws. So keep that in mind. I'm going to look again at it. The thing is, you are going to just first take control of the scares, escape scares of the king. King moves to f7, queen e5, controlling rank and file. King g8, now queen e7, giving these two scares that when this king would be reached over here, black still had these two scares to move to black king. Always keep that in mind. Control the 7th rank and not from the diagonal. Don't control it from the diagonal. Control it from 7th rank, from here. So I hope you have understood the concept behind the king and queen versus king checkmate. This was the first checkmate and it is basically for the beginners. The second is rook plus king versus lone king. The same procedure applies here, that first in this you can move your king first to center. Then you can move your rook to control this rank and file. And step by step you will bring the black king to the corner. Let's see how it is executed. After king c2, king d5, king d3, king e6, king d4. Controlling these squares, king has to move king f5. Now you are going to control it from here, not from here, because if you move over here, king will go back over here. Still it is a checkmate, but the rule is that you have to checkmate the opponent in the moves which is the best. If black is going to be checkmated in 6 moves, then you have to checkmate in 6 moves. This is the standard. So the standard move over here is rook a6. Now controlling this rank, the escape square of this king. King has to move on the front, whether on f4, whether on g5, whether on g4. He moves to king f4. Now king f6, check. King can't move over here as these 3 squares are being controlled by white king. So the king has to move. King moves to king g5, threatening this rook over here. And the standard move is rook f1. Now this king is cut from this file, all squares. King moves to g4. Now you are going to bring your king closer to black king so that he does not have square and the final blow will be delivered by the rook over here. After, for example, you go for over here, king e5, here controlling this, that I'm not going to let you move over here. If you move over here, I'm going to give you check over here and I'm going to control it. Control this file then, and you will have only one file left, this one. You can checkmate him with this move also, but this is better. After that, king g3, going to try to attack the king rook over here on f1. Now king e4. After king g2, now rook f4. It is being controlled. this rank and this file is being controlled. So black goes for king g3, and now you play the move king e3, giving the turn to black to move. After king g2, rook g4 check, king h3 attacking this rook, and you play your king to f3 protecting this rook, and the king has to move to h2. Rook h4 check, now king g1. And here remember, when you have reached this type of position, then you are going to give him the opponent the waiting move. Just give him a waiting move, rook f5. As this file is controlled, this square is controlled, and black has only one square to go to, and this is king f1. And now you deliver the checkmate. Once again from the start, first bring the rook to the center, or you can start with the move rook a5. Both are good, but it is in rook and king endings versus lone king, it is better to bring the rook king first. King c2, king d5, king d3, king e6, king d4, king f5, and now you are going to stop the king from running back. You are going to push him from the back, from the h file. After that, rook a6, king f4. Now rook f6 check. As these all squares are being covered by this king, white king, king has to move, and he moves to king g5, threatening this rook. Rook f1 controlling this file, king g4, king e5. The standard move that if you go there, I am going to immediately give you the check, and after you will have to move your king to h5. For example, if king goes over here, rook check, king has to move over here, and now this file is being controlled, and the mate is coming one move fast. After that, king e4, king g2 threatening the rook, rook f4. Now keep the rook at this position when the king is on these corners. Then you have to bring the rook near to your king. So king g3, king e3, king g2, rook g4 check, king h3, and king f3, protecting the rook, king h2, rook h4 check, king g1, and now you are going to give him a waiting. It's standard. Rook h5, a waiting move, king f1, and rook h1 mate. I hope now you have understood the king rook endgame. Now we come to bishop, two bishops and king versus a lone king. First, you have to understand the idea. The idea is that you are going to bring these bishops to these squares, these two bishops, that these squares controlled over here, and king has to move on this, and the black king has only these two squares to move. So in two bishops versus lone king, you are going to move your bishops first. Then you are going to bring your king to the center. Rule, remember the rule that you are going to bring these bishops on 6th rank, on E and D file, on D6 and E6. It would be the fastest checkmate. There are also other methods, but this is the fastest checkmate. As on E6, he is going to control the G8 and D8, C8 diagonal, controlling these diagonals, and this dark square bishop will be controlling this diagonal, and the black king has only two squares to move to, and he will just rotate over from over here. and then you are going to bring your king in the game. Let's see. Bishop a3, going for the idea. King f7, bishop c4 check, going for the same idea. King e8, now bishop e6, controlling this diagonal. King d8, as king can't move over here, it is being controlled by this bishop. So king d8, and now bishop d6. This bishop is controlling the completely light squares near this black king over here, and this bishop is controlling the dark squares near this black king. King has to move. King e8. Now you bring your king. King to d2, king d8, king e3, king e8, king d4, king d8, king e5, king e8, and now the point is to give a just beating move to king. The reason behind is that when this king will move over here, then you are going to move this king to f6. For example, on the board you would understand, after king f5, now king d8, now king f6, and when now king e8, bishop e7. Now you have controlled this escape square. King has to move to king f8. Now bishop d7, controlling these two squares and bringing the king to the corner. Remember always that you have to bring the king to corner to deliver the checkmate with the bishops. But if it tries to stay in the center, then the method is that you are going to bring your bishops on d6 and e6, controlling these diagonals. So king g8, he has to move over here. Now king g6, taking away this square, escape square h7 from the king, as now these squares are being controlled by the white king. Black king has to move to f8. Now this bishop d6 check. King has to move to g8. Now this bishop e7 check. King has to move to h8, and now this bishop e5 check. And the game over. We again start from the start. If you are playing with black, you are going to keep this king in the center. Try to keep this king in the center. And what white has to do your opponent, that he is going to bring his bishops to first d6 and e6. That you have just only two squares to run to, e8 and d8. Then he is going to bring his king over here. And then he is going to corner your king and deliver the checkmate. Just keep this picture in your mind and you will never have a problem in the end game. So this topic has been closed and we are going to look at another topic, and this is a very tricky one. Giving checkmate with a king, knight and bishop to a lone king. Remember the rule. The rule is that you are going to bring the king, opponent king, to your bishop's square, this dark square bishop. You are going to bring the opponent king to the dark square bishop. And then you are going to use these king and knight to deliver this checkmate. If you are playing with black, you will have to first try that you keep your king in the center. If the opponent does not allow you, if the opponent does not allow you to do that, then run for the opposite square of the color of the bishop. As this is a very tricky checkmate, and this is usually delivered in 35 moves if this knight and bishop is on this first rank and this black king is on the 8th rank, because the first 15 moves are going to be that you are going to bring your all pieces to center. So let's start with it. First you are going to bring the king c2, king d7, king d3, king d6, king d4. Now the king has reached to the center, and black king has also reached over the center. He is trying his best over here to not get checkmated. Now king e6 by black, king e4, vacating the square of this dark square bishop. Now black tries to run for this opposite color square of bishop. Now it is time to bring the knight first, because it is slow in the end game. Knights are slow to move. Knight d3, king c6, king e5, sorry, controlling these squares of black, asking black to move back. King d7, no, he is trying to keep himself in the center. Now king d5, taking away these squares, 6th rank squares for the king. Now king once again tries to escape to the opposite color of bishop. King c7. Now you bring your bishop d4 and king b7. And he is just going for this square, the opposite color of bishop. And your task is to bring this king from this opposite color square to this bishop color square to deliver checkmate. So knight f4, bringing the knight over here. Reason behind that, this knight is going to maneuver. After, for example, king moves to c7, then this bishop will move over here, bishop c7, controlling these squares around this black king. And this knight would move to e6. First, if black king wants to go to corner, then okay, let him go to corner. And then control all the squares, surrounding squares around him. Just leave one vacant square that he is going to move on the 8th rank over here. So king c7, bishop c5, now controlling these dark squares. King again back to b7. Okay, you are going to this square, opposite color. Okay, I am going to let you first. Knight e6, now controlling this square and going to bring his knight to over here on b5. Then he is going to control this square also. King a6, no, I am going to run over this way now. And king c4, stopping the king. King moves back to b7. And now king b5. The maneuver was this, that I am going to control all these squares. And your king would be in this corner on e8, and then I am going to let you move from over here on 8th rank. King a8. At last, king has moved to over a8. Now king b6, taking away all these squares from black. King b8. And now knight c7. And this is the part, for example, you are in this position, and this is called the Trotsky method or W method. That knight is going to move like this in W, and is going to then deliver the checkmate to the king on this h8 file. He is going to take away in this method all these dark squares, all these escape squares, and these squares from this king. He is going to take all these white squares from the king, as black bishop will be controlling the dark squares. Remember this W method, that you are going to move this knight this way to have control of all the white squares around the black king. This is called the W method. For example, you are in a position, and till here, till this position, 15 moves has been reached, and 50 moves are a draw actually, as per new FIDE rules. And in 20 moves now, black will be mated. So from this starting position, you need 35 moves to mate your king, opponent king, on 8th rank. So king c8, king ca, c6, taking away these squares from the king. King goes back. He's saying, no, I'm going to just go to the opposite color. Now this bishop b6, giving a waiting move to this king. As this white king can't go to this square on a1, these light squares are being controlled this knight. King has to move back. King c8. Now bishop a7, controlling this dark square. King d8. And now d5. Now you see this W method. If king goes back over here again, king c8, then now knight e7 check. King goes back over here on d8. Now king d6. As this square is covered, king has to move to over here. So he goes to king e8, king e6, controlling this escape square. Black king again try to escape, and he plays the move king d8. Now bishop again check. King e8, and now knight f5. Now you see the W method. King moves to f8. Now bishop d4 check. King again tries to run away. King e8. Now this knight d6 check. Now king tries to move to f8. King f8. Now king f6. King g8. And now again knight f5. See, this knight is moving in W. King moves to h7. Now king to f7. This square is covered, this square is covered. King has to move to again back to h8. Now the king moves to g6. Now king has just only won this square, run to king g8. And now this knight h6 check. And after that king h8, bishop checkmate. We are going to look at this. First, you are going to bring your king to the center. Then you are going to bring your knight first, as this is slow piece knight and it takes different 2 to 3 moves to come to any squares. So king c2, king d7, king d3, king d6, king d4, king e6, king e4, vacating the dark square, bishop, diagonal. King d3. First he would try to remain in the center, otherwise he would run to the opposite color of the bishop. Knight d3, king c6, king e5, king d7, going to the towards the center. King d5, taking away these squares from the black king. King c7, going to the opposite color of the bishop. Bishop d4, now taking control of these dark squares. Bishop b7, now knight to f4, then e6, then he's going to the move c2 to control the square. a8, so that king can't move over here and he has to move to over here. b8. Remember, white knight is going to control the light squares and bishop is going to control these dark squares. And this king is going to control these squares, 7th rank squares. This is the method. King c7, bishop c5, controlling the dark squares. King b7, going for the corner. King e6, now bringing to c2. No, king says I am going to escape over here, stopping him. King c4, king goes back to b7. Now king b5, and this is now our main position from where we are going to mate him. King a8, and now king b6, taking control of this 7th rank. Black king is going to take control of the 7th rank. Knight is going to take control of light squares, and black bishop is going to take control of black squares. King b8, now knight c7, taking control of this a8 square. King has to move. King c8, king c6, controlling these 7th rank squares. King b8, going back. Bishop b6, king c8, bishop a7, now taking control of this dark square b8. King has to move forward and he moves king d8. Now knight d5. This is called the W method. And remember, this W method applies if black continuously tries to go back to the opposite color bishop, opposite color of the bishop square. But if he goes still forward, then what happens? Then it is a little bit tricky now. For example, now king e8, he is trying to run from over here on these light squares. What to do now? First thing first, bring the king to restrict the black king from running away. King f7, now knight e7, controlling these light squares of the black king from. King f6, now you are going to control these dark squares. King is running over here, running away, and this is here from where he is going to run away. So bring the bishop. Bishop e3, now he is controlling the escape square of black king. King has to go back. King f7, now bishop g5, controlling this escape square of king. King has to move back. King goes back to e8. He is again going to try to run to the opposite color of the bishop. Now knight g6, taking control of this square, and this bishop is controlling these dark square. The king moves to f7 over here. And now what? The W method same applies. Knight to f4. Now these all squares are being covered by bishop, knight and king. King has to move and kings go back to e8. And now bishop e7. Controlling these dark squares. King has to move again and he moves to f7. And now king moves to d7. A waiting move. As these all squares are being covered, king has to move to g8. And now king comes again. King e6, controlling these square. Escape route of king. King moves to g7. He's saying that I'm going to run from over here. Now what? Bishop a3. Why duplicate this square? The reason behind is that when king will move to h6, then now king f6. These all squares are being controlled by knight and king now. And this king has to come to g6 to deliver checkmate. So king moves to h7. And now bishop f8. Now taking control of the star square. And when the king goes over here on h8, now king h7, f7, giving a waiting move to king and vacating this square for the bishop, this diagonal for the bishop. As this knight would be over here on g6 and this bishop will be delivering the checkmate. Might be. King h7. Now knight h5 first. Taking hold of this square. King has to move back. King h8. Now bishop g7 check. On this diagonal, bishop is going to keep the checkmate. King moves to h7 and now knight f6 checkmate. This one gets tricky, but I'm going to this position, knight d5, where king tries to run away on the light squares. Then the rule is this, that this knight you are going to control, first restrict the king, then you are controlled these dark squares like this, and by moving this knight to over here you are going to control these light squares. The king's movement would be restricted and he would have to move back to the corner. Once again, restrict the king from over here on dark squares, and this knight is going to restrict these light squares. And this king, let me show you, king e8, king d6, controlling these squares. King f7, knight e7, now controlling these squares, and this bishop is going to control these dark squares. Remember this method if this king tries to run away like this. I hope you have understood this method in completely, that how to mate with knight, bishop, king versus a lone king. And our last topic is the most trickiest one, and that is two knights versus lone king, two knights and king versus a lone king and pawn. If there is no pawn, for example, if there is no this pawn, then this position is a dead draw. Or if this pawn is on 7th rank, then still this position is a dead draw. Just I'm coming to this position. For example, these knights are over here and this king is in the corner. And one thing more, the blank king should be in this corner on these squares. And he must have a pawn one pawn which is on 6th rank or 6th rank, 5th rank, not on 7th rank. The pawn must not be on 7th rank and not on G and H, because this knight would lose the tempo. Here the first standard move for the white is to first block this pawn over here. Remember the rule. Remember this rule, that one knight is going to block this pawn over here first. And you have to bring this rook to A1, for example, in this position, to the corner, and he should have only just these 3 squares to move to. The rule is simple. Remember, first you have to move the passed pawn by moving your stop the passed pawn by moving your knight in front of it, and the pawns must not be on 7th rank, as this would be a draw. But if the pawns are, for example, on these squares 1 2 3 4 5 7, yani 6th 5th 4th 3rd 2nd rank, it would be a win for white, because white would have a tempo then. White knight has a tempo of 2 moves, 3 moves, till the time the black pawn gets queen, and in that time period white would be able to give the checkmate. And remember that this king must be on these squares. He has only these squares to move. 8th rank, last 3 squares, he must have only these squares to move. This square is covered. Let's check it. This square is covered and king has to move to A1. Now knight E2. White has a tempo of 1 2 3 moves, so in that time period he can bring his knight to deliver the checkmate. G3, knight C1. Now this would be first the check. So G2 and knight E5. As these two all squares are covered and this knight is coming to give the checkmate. Queen G1, pawn G1 queen, and now knight AB3 checkmate. This was a simple and easy example to understand that first move is to block this pawn. Then this king you should have to bring this king to this A1 square. Now this knight has a tempo of 2 moves and white has also a tempo of these 2 moves, and this pawn is going to queen in 1 2 3 moves, but the 4th move would be checkmate. So after that, knight E2 first, G3. Whatever, if king moves, for example, king moves over a king A2, then what happens? Knight C1 check, king A1, and knight A5. If you know moves to G3, it is a checkmate. Now let's check a difficult example over here, and that is this one. Now the pawn is advanced and is on 6th rank. White has just tempo of 2 moves. So remember the rule which I have discussed, that this king must be on this square A1 and must have only these two squares to move to, whether he is here, whether he is here, whether he is here. He must have only these two squares, these three squares to move to. So how to do it? The way is, now it's come a tricky move. You will play the move king c3 first. King goes to b1. Now we have to calculate. If we want to restrict this king on these three squares, this square must be controlled by the knight. So what now? First, you are going to bring your king to d2 and ask the king to go back over it. King a1, and now king c1. See the maneuver over here, and over here. Now king has to move to king a2, and now king c2. And in this position, this was basically a triangulation method. This is basically the first thing, is the triangulation method. Here it is the white to move in this position, but you want to make it's the king's move. So you do the triangulation method, so that it would be black's move when again this position is being reached. To do that, this is the triangulation. But here he goes for, white goes for like this triangulation. Let's again check this. King c3, king b1. King did not move to a1. For example, if a king immediately moves to a1, then what happens? Now king b3. It's easy now. King b1, and now knight b2. And this is the position we want to achieve. Remember, this is the position we want to achieve. And when we have achieved this position in this type of endgame, then these black has only these three squares to move to, and these squares and these squares would be covered by white. So black did not make us easy for us, so we have to go with king d2 now, the triangulation. That when we reach the same position, then it would be black's move. King a1, he is also going for this triangulation, but still we have four squares, and he has just these three squares. So we wins the triangulation. King c1, king a2, king c2. Now it's black's move, and black has to move, and he will move to king a1. Now king to b3. We have to achieve this position, king over here and this knight to over here, to restrict this movement of black king on just these three squares. Now king b1, knight b2. Now these squares have been restricted, and black has only these squares to move to, black king. King c1, king c3, a prophylactic move over here. Now after king b1, now knight d3. Why are we doing this? After that, king moves to knight, for example, king to a2. For example, king moves to a1 here. Then now what? King b4, giving a tempo to black to move over here. After king a2, now king a4. First we did the triangulation method. I told you that this is very tricky one. First we did the triangulation method like this. We achieved this position. Our king was over here, our knight, this knight was over here. and this king was restricted on these squares. Then the second thing is that we are going to give him a tempo, and we're going to have take control of this h file. After king a1, now king a3. Our first part has been completed. The reason behind this, to do that, for example, I go back to our position. The reason behind to do this maneuver is that we can deliver a final checkmate if our king is on a3 over this knight is on d3, controlling this square, this c1 and b2 square, and then this knight would come with tempo and give the check to the king over here. First thing, once again, first thing we are going to do is to do a triangulation method, that it is black's turn to move in this position. This is actually expert level 2100 to 2300 rating end game. I just included it in it, although it was does not relate to the topic, but I just included it. But you have to do the triangulation. Sorry, that it is black's move to move when this position is again reached. So we'll do it king c3, king b1, king d2, king to a1, king c1, king a2, king c2. Now it's black's turn to move. Now after king a1, first controlling these square, king b3, now bringing the knight over here to b2, restricting black to move over here on the light square, king b1, knight b2, king c1, and now it's time to go for the second stage. And second stage is that we are going to bring our king to a3 and restrict it. Our knight would be here. This knight would come with tempo and give the check and mate this king over here. So king c3, king b1, knight d3, controlling this square now, c1, king a1, now king b4, giving black the tempo to move whether to over here or whether to over here. King a2, now king a4, king a1, making it difficult for us, king a3, king b1, and now king b3. And now it's black's move. Here also we did a triangulation, if you have seen it. After king a1, then knight e3. Now this knight comes with tempo. After g2, knight c2 check first. King b1, knight a3 check. King a1, and now knight to e1. And this is the only move over here which wins. Now these squares are being controlled by this knight and king. This is the final position you are going to achieve. And this knight on g, for example, if that is on g2, it should come with the tempo. So g1 queen and knight ec2 checkmate. We will once again look at it, as this is a very tricky position. Triangulation. I've told you the king would go over here on d2, then c1, and then he will come back to c2. That it would be black's move. Now it is white's move, then it would be black's move. And why would we are able to achieve this triangulation? The reason is behind we have more squares to move to, and black has only these 3 squares, because this knight is covering this square. That's why we are able to achieve this triangulation. King c3, king b1, king d2, king a1, king c1, king a2, now king c2. Now it is black's move. King moves to a1. The position which are we going to achieve first is that first position, that our king should be over here, this knight should be over here, to restrict king from going to this way. So king b3, king b1, knight b2, king c1. Black king is trying to escape from these dark squares, so to restrict it, king c3, king goes back, king b1, and now we are going to restrict this square, this c1 square. So we move the move knight c3. Now these squares are covered. Black has these 2 squares to move to, and he moved to 1, king a1. We have achieved, we have controlled these squares. Now what we are going to do, that we are going to bring our king, doing a triangulation, to over here on b3, and this knight would be over here. Then we are going to move this knight with tempo. King b4, giving a move to black, king a2, king a4, king a1, now king a3 first, asking black to move to king b1. Now he moves to when king b1, and now king b3. Now it is black's move. If here we just makes a simple mistake and that we move to king b3, now once again the first mate was in 7 moves, now the mate is in 10 moves, because we have lost a tempo. So remember that in this type of situations, in this type of positions, that there is a 50 move rule, and if that 50 moves have been reached and you does not make anything progress in the position, then it is a draw by the FIDE. So keep that in mind. You want, when your king would be over here on b3, it must be the black's move. So king a3 first, king b1, and now king b3. Now it is king a1, and now this knight could move with tempo. This is the time. Now it would be check over here, knight e3, and if instead of moving this pawn to g2, black moves the king, for example, to b1, then what happens? It is a mate in 4 now, because knight c2, this square is already been covered, and you have to move this pawn. These all squares have been covered, and you have to move this pawn. And after pawn to g2, then same structure, this king should be on the b file or on the second last file, wherever it is. For example, it is here or it is here. It should, the king should be on the 6th rank and the second last file, and the knight should be on the first file or the 8th file and on the 6th rank. This is going to be the structure you are going to be achieve. You are going to achieve. And after king to a1, then knight e1. This, remember, this is the only move in this position which means, otherwise all other moves draws, because this move immediately gives the checkmate to this king. And after that, if this queen, this is checkmate. So we are looking at a position where black gives us a very hard time. So he moves the move g2, and after knight c2 check, king moves to b1. Remember, this knight should be over here, whether on the a file or h file, to deliver mate. On the 8th file, first or 8th file. And king should be whether on the second last file, always on the second last file. Remember this structure, this presence of pieces on these squares and king on this, then it would be a mate. After king a1, and now never lose this move, because all other moves are draw. So knight e1, g1 queen, knight e c2 check and mate. As the lecture has been gone very long, so I am going to just tell you that even on this 5th rank, if the pawn is not on 6th rank, this pawn is not on the 6th rank, then it is easy to mate if the king is in the corner, because white has tempo of 3 moves. White has a tempo of 3 moves. So if this is the position, then simple knight e2. We don't have to go for that triangulation. We can immediately move the knight then. After g3, knight c3 check. And king has to move, and king moves to a1. And now knight a5. g2 and this mate. We only face trouble all this triangulation, 2 times triangulation, and keeping the in check the tempo, and we have to get very serious if this pawn is on the 6th rank. If it is on 5th rank, 4th rank, 3rd rank and 2nd rank, white immediately in just mates the king in just 4, 5, 6, 7 moves. But what happens if it is on the 7th rank, same position, but it is not on the G file now, it is on the H file and on the 6th rank? This is a draw. The reason behind is that white does not get the tempo. He needs 3 moves to give the check to the king, and black wins in just 2 moves. This is a draw. Whenever this type of position reaches, remember that this is a draw, because his pawn is too far, knight is blocking, but it needs 3 moves to give the check, to have tempo. This position is a draw. What happens if it is on the 5th rank, even on H file? Now white has a tempo. White has a tempo of these 3 moves, for example. White can come, for example, knight f4, h3, now knight e2, h2, and white has a tempo. Third move is a check, king a1, knight d2. Here it queens and knight here. Here the problem is that white does not has 3 moves. The position we discussed, white does not have 3 moves. So remember, if the pawn is on the 8th file or on the 1st file, and these kings are over here and this king is, for example, here, the position is reversed, then this pawn is on 6th rank, 6th rank, then it is a draw, because white has to have 3 moves to have tempo, to give the check over here, over whatsoever. over here. He needs 3 moves. But if it is on 5th, even on the 8th file, if it is on 5th rank, then white has these 3 moves. These 3 moves to give a check and have a tempo. I hope you have enjoyed today's lecture. As the last example was very tough one, it was an expert level, but you must know this. If white has only these 2 knights and a lone king, it is a dead drawn. But when black has a pawn, then you have a chance to make that draw to him. Remember that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Kindly subscribe and hit the like icon button. Thank you very much.